Sharad, let me continue playing the devil's advocate and you defending the thesis on Infosys making a sensible choice at this point of time. Look at how artificial intelligence is now almost taking away entry-level jobs within the software space. Look at how, for the first time in 24 years, there has been a net contraction in terms of the big tech firms hiring. And look at the fact that you buy Infosys for the buybacks, you buy Infosys for probably a decent management. My argument is that at a time when India is shining, why not look at sectors where expansion is happening? Why look at sectors where the story is old? I mean, you are going back to an old college sweetheart, is my point.
I think expansion is happening is good. So there are spaces where a lot of expansion is happening. But if you look at history, wherever we look at rapid expansion and change, it is associated with a lot of turbulence as well. So today, most of the defense stocks are very attractive when you're getting at 10, 11 times. There was high margin of safety that they would bolster into something else because the offset clause was kicking in. But now them trading at 22, 25 times, and there is a lot of, if you understand the details of the business, there could be a lot of lumpiness, lot of delays. In US, there have been projects that have been delayed by 10 years, 15 years, 2, 3 governments change, right? So I think people don't take that into account when momentum flows in your favor. So right now with IT, momentum is not in your favor. So you don't want to go with IT. So if I get something else where I find good growth prospects, and if I believe that IT cannot grow, so when I look at IT as an enabler, I can't see any industry that can grow without the support of IT. And I think that is one space that will grow leaps and frogs. Whether in the Indian context they will grow or not, or in the American context they will grow or not, what COVID has done is they have expanded the scope of IT from being something that belonged to the top companies to something that has been adopted by the mass, that is the SME segment or the smaller companies also. In India also, if you look at the type of change that IT is bringing today, if you talk of UPI, direct benefit transfers, everything is connected to the IT ecosystem that you build around it. While yes, any new technology when it comes in, there is a lot of doubt that how it will impact us. Today, AI could impact a lot of the programming side of it, but also it also cuts down on your time frame that you require to do the mundane job, and you could focus on the more R&D specific or optimization improvement. Even in the last 1.5 year, when you are very doubtful about what would happen to IT expenditure, the expenditure that is improving my efficiency is not going down. So I think that is why the consultancy businesses should go up, and most probably the mundane side of the job, which was more labor oriented, will go down. But the innovative side of the business will grow at a very rapid rate. Maybe you have a slowdown of 6 to 7 months when this transition happens. But if you look at the difference, the way IT companies in India have behaved over the last 1.5, 2 years, earlier for every business where, say, an international company would come into the business, say, 5 years before, and the Indian companies would be laggard and follow into the business once it has been established, and they would get into it. But today, you look at AI and any of the other businesses, or more a meta kind of story. Most of the IT companies in India have moved at par with the larger players globally. And I think that's a very positive development. So most probably the benefits they would reap out of it would also be very positive in the long term.
Okay. On Infosys, Mr. Avasthi, do you see 2500 coming on Infosys, and if yes, then by when?
That's a hard task. 2500 is a bit of far off. I think you need to do the maths. If you consider around, I think they would continue to grow at somewhere around 15 to 20%. So you could do the maths, and I think easily they would get, if they grow at around 15 to 20%, anything between 25 to 30 times would be easily possible. So I think extrapolate that number and think about it. Immediately, what I'm looking at is over the next 2 years, as they grow at 15, 16 to anything 20%, there is a high probability that it goes back to 1800, 1900. And if you just extrapolate the maths, I think you could get the numbers by when it will get 2500.